I'm here at CTM Customs down in beautiful Stuart, Florida this morning. I'm actually going to be here all week because we're going to be installing the Atmos air conditioner on a few LTVs. So I'll be talking more about that. Okay, here we are at CTM with Gary, our first customer. And we're putting on an Atmos on his 2020 Leisure Unity Murphy bed. So,
big day.
We've got our ladder set up, we've got everything, we've got our CTM experts here. So let's get started. Okay, here's the old Dometic we're saying goodbye to, and it's not a sad goodbye. Gary's very happy to be getting rid of it for a much quieter.
Can you hear me?
A much quieter Atmos 4.4 air conditioner. And as you can see, Gary's got a lot of solar up here, so we've got to be smart about how we move around, but not really an issue. So let's get started. Okay, we took the cover off the old Dometic, and there are 4 bolts, and then 2 up here. John's taking one off. On the 2016 and newer models, the Dometic air conditioner is lag bolted to the roof structure. So you have 4 lag bolts to remove in order to loosen up or disconnect the air conditioner so you can remove it from the roof. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're using a long knife to cut. There's a foam gasket that's basically 14 inches square up here in the front. And we've got to cut it enough to where we can break it loose to lift the air conditioner basically off of that double-sided tape gasket, and break it free so we can get it off the roof. Okay, so we lifted it up, and it just really takes brute strength to get it to break. As you can see, Leisure, looks like Leisure had Dicor. Yeah, it looks like they put Dicor around the hole, and then they set the gasket on it. So you just have to break that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be disconnecting and cutting all this wiring, which we won't be using any of except for the 120 wire, which is that large yellow wire. That's the only wiring we'll be using for the new Atmos, because it doesn't need a 12-volt connection to the coach. So we will get on with disconnecting and removing this. All right, so we got all the wires disconnected. Now we're ready to set this thing down. There goes the old one. Okay, so now we are left with this dirty hole. So now we're just going to clean this whole area, prepping it for the new Atmos, and then we can bring the Atmos up here and see how the holes are going to line up, or what we need to do for new holes. All right, so we've scraped all what turned out to be butyl tape all around the opening. And what are you going to use for cleaning the roof?
We use
denatured alcohol.
Use 3.
So odorless, mineral spirit substitute, and Zep mold and mildew. Now you have to clean all the way back to that wine guard.
Yep.
Because the Atmos is about 2.5 inches longer than the Dometic, so you have to clean, well past it. So basically, just clean back to the die core of the feet for that wine guard and forward. And okay, so we are going to get this all cleaned up and sparkly white, and then we'll deal with how we're going to place the Atmos. Okay, Kevin Sear is here with his son, all the way from Elkhart, Indiana, down here at CTM Customs. Hey. So he's here to show us how to install the Atmos.
Absolutely. Excited to get started.
Let's go. All right. Kevin and Matt Okerson meet each other.
That was an actual genuine meeting.
Excited to get started here.
And the partnership is born. Okay, so we've got the old one off. So let's catch you up where we're at and get going.
Biggest thing when you're up here is to pay attention for this screw here. Always seems to kind of give us like a fitment issue,
Right.
meaning that we pre-drilled all the units, or some of them that are mounted are labeled top mount, and then
Right.
there's others that are labeled for like the wonders. But we need to make sure that we have good securement on this side. So we always take like a little Sharpie or something and kind of mark, because there's a rib right here, there's an aluminum tube.
Yeah.
It's right there. This one doesn't ever give us any problem, but we want to mark over here where this is at. And I put some other screws or other attachment things in there. So if we don't hit this hole, we've got a method to kind of make sure that we have a good bite on it.
Okay, good.
Right. These that are
Oh yeah, I saw those things you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
And you
there
don't
was-
have any trouble with the ones in the front, because
No.
they're like in the center of that big 4-inch tube that runs across the front.
Exactly.
Okay.
So from here, now that you've got this kind of all cleaned up here, we can go back inside, and like Sandy said, we can assess which return air we're gonna put the module into, and then we'll take the unit itself and then prep that unit.
Excellent.
Yep.
We're going to put the ductwork control module, given that this one would be a little bit easier to angle our remote control, because it's all line of sight.
Right.
So if we're able to put the
Yeah, and
control
most people will
module-
be sitting over here on the recliners.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
curbside is going to be preferred method on this side.
Yeah. And I already told Gary, the Celio he can't really replace that with the Celio, because it's all line of sight, and this is in front of
Oh,
that, so
yes.
it's not gonna,
Yeah.
it's not going to work with it.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, so it looks like 6 screws to take the little grill off, and then this is the return. It's in front of the refrigerator area.
A couple of weeks ago, and there's some owners that are like,
So take this, make sure this is on the left side, feed this up through, and then take this, make sure you can see this there, just like that, and that's it.
Press it good. Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
make sure
because
you can see
isn't the sensor that little black thing? That little black thing right next to the numbers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this white, make sure this white cable, your sensor, is not touching anything. This can't be touching anything.
Okay. All right. Just out in the air.
Yep. And that's it.
All right. So that's done.
put it up on the roof, and then they switch in and make them.
Yep.
So, okay, this is what you're gonna take that,
This?
yes, that, you're gonna add that to it. Now, because if you're familiar with these or not familiar with these, the other side is reversed. So you'll wanna know how they wired it up there.
Well, so
Right.
you get the green to the green and the white to the white.
Yep.
and yeah.
Yep. So, just to make sure, because sometimes the installer may not follow black
Right.
and white. Even
Right.
though it's labeled on this thing, they didn't follow it up there.
Right.
Okay?
But you can look on the old Dometic, because that will be the same.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you don't have to go back up there.
Correct. So then this will be the wire that you will fix through the return air
Right.
and plug into
the box.
Exactly. Yep. the other thing that we can do now,
And so then we just leave the white styrofoam piece off until we're done with all the routing and wiring, blah, 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 and then you put that on at the end before you cover it up?
correct.
Okay.
Yep. And then these are the holes that we pre-drilled at our shop, and there's a hole that's back here, and then
so
there's the
you've-
hole that's over there.
Okay, so those, you've already figured those
Yeah,
to
so-
line up
Correct. So what we
with the
did-
right places up on the roof to grab?
Exactly.
Okay.
So all the ones that are top mounted, that are marked top mounted on those skids over there, those have all been pre-drilled for you.
And I explained to them about the flipping over, you know,
Oh, yes.
so
Yeah, so it's
that
like
you
a
can't,
refrigerator, you know? When Best Buy brings your refrigerator and they laid it down and then they tell you.
Don't start it for 24 hours.
Exactly.
There's a reason, yeah.
Yes, there's a reason.
Yeah.
So, we just try to make this, operation quick as possible.
Right.
So then you have your tools, your obviously your gun, everything here. We can flip it over and then put it back. So,
You rest them on
on this one, we can just flip it on its side, so we'll actually go this way, so we stay away from the electricals. So what we're gonna end up doing is, because that square that was up top and our outlet is a little bit of a different dimension, we're just gonna go ahead and plug that right in place there. And they have two, 3 drill holes here.
yeah. Now, what about the gasket?
So the gasket.
We don't do that yet?
No, we're
Okay.
actually finding that we're gonna put the gasket. we're gonna-
Even the little one?
Well, the little one we can put on there. But
Okay.
yeah, we're putting the gasket to
The
the
square,
roof.
the square, right,
Yep.
I didn't know if you wanted to put your other flat one, your other long one on there.
But yeah, K2's been throwing that gasket right there on top of the roof, and then you can slide the unit a little bit if you have to.
Yeah, good.
So off the back of the unit here. Just on this area right back here. Just throw that gasket on.
Is that just for support?
Yep,
The
just
weight?
for support there.
On the back?
Yep. Okay, so at this point, this unit is ready to go back up to the roof.
Okay, so when they put it on the roof, they're going to be drilling new holes where the pre-holes are drilled, or you've drilled the holes where the old holes are?
So when we go up there, we're gonna take the old holes and that sealant that I gave you a tube of, we're gonna seal up the old holes that are in the roof structure itself, and then we're gonna mark these, and then we're gonna kind of slide it over, pre-drill these.
Okay.
And then attach it using those new holes there.
And do you know what size drill bit, so they can just,
Next question.
We'll have to find that.
whatever the lag bolt
whatever
size?
the lag bolts are at,
Yeah, you brought did you bring the lag bolts down, or are they still up there? Okay, yeah, so we'll just match it up, or take those up with you, whichever you want to do.
Did I see you with some anchors for those bolts? Or?
7/32 is the drill size for the lag bolt, reusing the lag bolts that came with the Dometic.
Yeah, you got it.
I heard the little click.
One. There it goes. Now it's sitting next.
Okay.
Come back your way a little bit. Okay.
Now we can grab that gasket that's off of there. We're gonna play a little bit of do-si-do here.
Right, yeah.
The big thing now is on this install here, we're going to be kind of swapping some things back and forth just to get you guys familiar with what to do. But going forward, even before you would pull this off, we would set this on the roof, okay?
Right.
But I just want to kind of walk through a little differently than what you would on an install. So the thing to kind of look for is this front plate that's right up here. We want to try to get that as far forward as possible. So here's the OEM tube. So that's where we want to be, in that location there.
Okay.
And then the air outlet on the wheel here, you can see where our plate kind of covered that hole, right? Exactly, okay? And then that seal comes down, okay?
Sorry, Sandy.
No problem.
For my reference. Because I'm not going to have Kevin here for the next one.
Well, you'll have my video too. Okay.
Do we have a pencil or a marking device? So we'll take that foam and we'll slide that kind of stuff back, and I'm gonna put this back on that unit. So
You must be over by the table over there, I think. Oh yeah, I put it on the table next to the welding helmet. Nope, you just went past it. Yeah.
ready?
You didn't mark your holes.
No, we're gonna put the gasket and then we'll do that. Okay. So the gasket, take seal off of this. One last double check to make sure there's nothing crazy. Start in our upper corners and then go to our back corners.
Now, they don't have the double-sided a Turnabond tape yet, but they're still going to use that, right?
It's really what we have found lately is taking this and sealing this to the roof, and then taking one bead of the sealant,
Dicor?
the
Oh.
Dicor right there, and you're good, because then it allows you to do a little bit of shifting.
Okay.
Now
just
the
Dicor, yeah.
Oh, that's a
Correct.
good idea, okay.
So you go here. This stuff we like to make sure that we take some zip ties or something, just so that it's not, we're not going to reuse any of this, but we want to make sure.
Do we
Yeah,
have any
so it
zip
doesn't
ties
matter.
down there?
Carson, you want to?
I know there's one on my, at least.
Or electrical tape? Here's electrical tape. Here we go.
We're using electrical tape.
Just so these guys don't have. Why is the
Clunking.
Yeah, why is it clunking around?
No clunking.
And then we can go right around this right here. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Now, kind of position that like that. And Carson, did you have? Okay. And Carson fed that wire up into here.
Okay.
So that's where that's at, right there.
That was from the box.
Stick it up through the yellow wire, back on towards the wall. Oh, okay, whatever you want. Yeah, so you can get to it.
So that'll plug into here, and it's color coded. So
It's only one way to
yeah,
plug
there's
it.
only one way to plug it. So it line red and red up, and everybody's happy.
Yep.
Okay. So from the prepping of the unit side, we have a gasket.
And do we want this up too?
Yep.
Okay,
Bingo.
all right.
So the back of the unit's got our gasket on there for the
Support the
dampener,
back, yeah.
yeah, for the back support. Our underbody has our adapter plate for this.
Right.
And then we've got our gasket on here, our electrical is ready to go. So now this would be that scenario where you guys have already got this done. Now you're just sliding it over the one time.
What do we do with these existing holes? Are these going to be reused?
Nope, these existing holes are going to
You're
get
gonna-
filled with Dicor.
When you do your bead around the gasket or now?
Yeah, so what I like to do is I put the unit on, I mark my holes, I
Take
bring
it
it
off.
back up one last time.
Drill,
I
seal.
Yes, I drill because now I'm going to make another mess up here anyways.
Right.
If you get a little vacuum,
We have a little portable
Yep,
vacuum.
little portable
Yeah.
vacuum, zip it up real quick. And then I'd like to get into the return airs so that she doesn't get any new shavings inside of her coach. And she's like,
when you
Yeah.
clean it,
First time you turn it on, you get
Exactly.
a little
Dust.
snow.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
exactly.
Yeah, so we don't, add any more dust inside of the coach. And then be good to go.
So let's put it on, mark some holes.
Yep. So, and you'll see that you'll kind of feel that we're teetered just
Yeah, I
a
just
little
felt
bit.
that.
Yep. So we're teetered because we're on top of our plenum here.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That
we need to come backwards a little, or we're supposed to be?
No, we're supposed to be teetered just a little bit, and that's gonna
compress down.
that's gonna compress down
With the
So,
lag.
Yep. So we
Yeah.
want a little bit of teetering there is not a big deal.
Okay.
Make sure we're lined up front to back.
Yeah. This is where. The big thing here is the foam gasket, and you'll be able to see it best on your side here.
Yep.
See this foam?
Yep.
This is the most critical thing to make sure that we're sealed there versus the return, because I can
Right.
pull from anywhere on the return, right?
Right.
Okay.
So how I previously said that we want to kind of look at that front area to make sure that we're lined up.
Right.
We just need to double check to make sure that we're sealed here. So I take my hand, I come around, I can definitely feel that everything's compressed and we're good to go on that. And then now we're less teetered.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
now we're straight.
So now we mark our holes.
Okay, and did we mark this one that was back here prior to, just to make sure that
It's
we...
right up here by your hand.
Okay.
So the hole is definitely.
Yep. So the hole's definitely going to be right back there.
Didn't reach there.
Didn't reach here? How about there?
It's a little. It's a little tall. Yeah, we might have to go from the side and just kind of try to line it up.
There we go.
Yep, that was good.
Yep.
That's this check.
Okay.
All right.
Now, do you guys want to feel in the hole and stuff?
Yeah,
and
I
get
would
a-
definitely
And
get
get
a-
a feel for what he's talking about?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
It's
so
right up here.
yeah, so if I
Right along that edge.
yeah, so if I pull this up,
Yep.
I mean you can see that's the most critical
Yeah, hold it
item.
up for him. So that was,
Yeah.
that was put good.
Yep. So
Yep.
that is so
Just line
critical.
that front edge every time.
Line that front edge up every
Right.
time.
Yep.
Our sides are definitely going to hit, and then if we go into the back, okay. So I feel right now that our back is. We need to move that piece of foam.
Oh, it got crinkled?
Should
Yeah.
I lift it a little?
Yeah. So here. We can slide this over. We need to take this piece of foam and bring it more forward.
Oh, I got you. Reposition. So we want as tight a fit on that opening as we can.
Yeah. And
It's the only thing that separates the cool and the hot.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
okay, let's.
And our spot.
Yeah, that foam has got to go back on this ridge. It's right here. Carson?
Yeah.
There's some. Oh, here it's coming off. Never mind. We're gonna reverse it. That way we don't have to worry about anything. The sides were that plate dictate where our seal is. Because all we're trying to do is raise that seal 1/4 of an inch. So then, okay. Much better. Much better.
Oh, you gotta get this.
Thank you. Oh yeah, now I can feel it.
So that might be the easier way, is put the foam
Yeah,
on.
just put the foam right on top of that piece.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because then it moves a lot easier.
Yeah.
Just trying to line this one up. That's all I got to go off of. But I know the front's more important.
All right, you lined up in your holes again?
Yeah, we're gonna line the holes up one last time here.
Where you made your marks?
Yep. The other thing. We're gonna slide this back forward just a little bit because slide the back this way just a little bit.
Too much?
No, that should be okay. We're gonna come forward of that hole. We're gonna remark our holes just because sometimes when we get too far back in this one, that's when we get into the area where we don't hit that metal. So that's why I like to look. And if we're a little too far back, it's amazing. I mean, you could be off of 1/4 of an inch and you're not going to get anything. You would think that there was a larger plate kind of thing there, but there is not. On some of them, even when we've taken them out from the factory, it's straight wood there. There is no metal. They didn't even hit it from the factory.
So it's really tight on that corner.
It is really tight on that corner, and the only thing that helps us there is if
Pulling
we're coming.
forwards.
Yep, exactly. So in redoing that, my seal is okay there. Okay. All right, let me kind of that marker one more time, please. Thank you.
Now left to right.
Now, do you guys want to feel that again now he's got it in the right spot?
Sure.
The inside?
That's a good idea.
What he's talking about?
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can feel the foam right there. Yep.
Yeah.
And
So-
see, and feel in the backs where he
Yeah.
has it pulled all the way forward.
Yeah, you can feel it all the way
It's
around.
all
it.
compressed and
Yep,
everything. Yep.
yep.
Yeah, because any gap there is obviously just going to go into our return air side, and then we're going to get short cycling and
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's real nice, yeah.
so.
Now, is there anything they need to be looking for in this whole area?
Nope, other than just making sure we can have, access to
Everything
our.
pulled up through.
To our electrical connections.
Right, okay.
So in this case here, where we took that gasket and we set that gasket on the roof, then you would take the roll of foam and put it on top of that collar. And then set the unit
Instead of on
there.
the unit
Yep, and then
first.
instead of on the unit first.
Okay.
Just put the plain plate on the unit, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
With no gasket.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're ready to move
Now we're
again?
ready to move and drill. Ready? This is lovely.
That's what we wanted to see.
And then some of those, I gotta ask the guys, Carson, were they going all the way through on that one or just hitting metal?
Just barely. Just barely. Okay.
Because that lag will just kind of go through that last little bit, and we want to
Yeah, keep it tight.
Yep. All right, so now we're ready for our seal.
Vacuum?
Or yeah,
Or
our
vacuum cleaner?
Let me see if I can go find that. Thinking the right way.
Yeah, we're gonna shave a quarter. Do we have a tape measure by chance?
Up here now.
You compare it with your other block.
Well, the other block is a little too tall or too short. It works okay on the front because once we compress that,
Oh,
with the
okay.
way that the metal body's built, try to put a swipe with the Sharpie. There we go.
So I won't be able to see it. Really good, but it should make some sort of line, right? Yeah.
And all I did was I compressed this down so
Right.
that I got that. But going forward, so it looks like if we could get those two blocks.
Yep, trim.
Yep.
Right on.
You just gotta. Okay, you want to die cord the old holes first. Yep.
That's the new hole, right?
No, that's a new one. Well, you can die cord just a little bit of it, but yeah, there you go. That way it'll see. But we're gonna put die cord on the bottom of this next.
Right.
So. Beautiful. Just a dab on that one, yeah. There you go. And then this is old, that's new.
Now, do we put the bead, do you put a bead around the hole?
You can, or Kevin or K2 hasn't even been doing that. This is
Oh,
plenty
okay.
of seal because
Okay.
you'll have to have it'll have to literally be flooded with water,
Right.
You know, an
Yeah, to
inch
get to this part.
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're compressing it, I mean, it doesn't, it's
No.
fine.
Right,
Exactly.
if you were gonna have an issue, it would have been on the bottom side.
But on the-
Exactly.
We've already, yeah,
Okay.
we've already
Yeah,
sealed
as
that
long
down,
as you
so-
can move it around once
Yeah.
you get it on there.
Yep, it's a
Okay.
cleaner install to not do that. So.
Good, okay.
Easier to change later.
So we're
Yes.
done, so we're done with Dicor, right?
Well, we need to do a little bit of bead. We're gonna put the compression because we want a nice contact.
surface,
Yeah,
right.
flat surface down, so we can just go around just like that. That.
There's the dicor around the gasket, just on the base of it.
Well, sometimes they do, but
If you don't think you have a,
yeah, hang up back here.
It might be important if you didn't have a flat roof.
right, a
Exactly.
flush surface, yeah.
A little bit around there.
And these are the old blocks that came out the Dometic. You get to reuse those, right?
Correct. And I take, you see how it's got a little bit of a longer section?
Right.
I take those up front, that way I can grab it a little bit easier.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then our lag bolts, I've got 3 up here. There's one right here. Perfect. There.
And here's your driver. I'll put that over there so you can grab it.
All righty. 6th and final time.
All right, so this is the final set down. So you try to hit the front holes first.
Carson, can you grab me a rag, please?
Is there one in that bucket behind you, maybe?
There. Oh no, there's none in there. There's one on the cart right there. A white rag, yeah.
Alright, let's see if I throw the.
Bingo.
Yes.
Sweet. And then these gaskets have a hole in them, so we can find that hole there.
Yeah, that's the hard part. You can see the top hole, but you don't know where the bottom hole is.
Push and wiggle.
Yeah.
And try and wiggle. Push down. Try and feel.
Let's do this.
Feels like it's in something.
I think it's in something there, yeah. Okay.
So you do the hard one first?
Yeah.
He's pushing all the way through.
Yeah.
Simplify it.
There we go. Okay.
Probably do that on this side too.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, they're all going in.
I'll let him check that first. Turn then pull. Hold right into place.
Now talk about how much you want to tighten it, because you're not, are you worried about stripping it at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm obviously just barely tapping that,
Couple
right?
clicks on-
Exactly. So then the biggest thing is we don't want the unit to crown like this. And the reason why it would crown like that is if they over tighten this side here. So
Okay.
now that I'm kind of, I'm set, I'm gonna go pre-check everything just once more to make sure I've got, just visually making sure I'm good to go.
Okay.
I've got my interior gaskets, seem good, everything's there. This one over here started to compress, which is exactly
saw it.
what
That
we
was
want.
nice. Yeah.
Exactly. So now, just like you would, put your wheel on, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go around the corner just a little bit at a time. That side.
Oh yeah, you could see that pull
Starting to
down.
compress it real good. That would be about as far as I would want to go on that side. And what you're going to watch is the gap that's between here.
Right.
See how
that
this,
it's
this,
down
yep,
every time.
yep. This is
Yeah.
OEM gap right here. You don't
Right.
want to go any farther than that because what's going to happen is now your cover's not going to
Fit.
Not
Yeah.
going to fit right. So everything compressed.
That's good too.
I've got good compression on this side over here. And then my gasket underneath. Really good compression on that gasket.
Do we put that plate back on the inside?
Not yet.
Here's the rag. Kevin, hand us the rag.
Thank you.
Found it.
Okay.
Yep, he needs it, he needs it.
Oh, you got two?
Yeah, we all got it.
Those neoprene or the rubber gloves or whatever come in handy for that.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get into New stuff during this install. Okay, so everything obviously is, we've got the unit attached and we're good there. Now we're gonna make our electrical connections. We pre-wired that one smaller control harness. So, and watch your fingers on the fins of the coils.
Oh, yeah,
they
they
will
are like
cut.
razors.
Yes, they are like razor sharp.
My
and they,
hands all over the place with that.
okay, now I'm gonna go flip this over. I'm gonna be white to white. Okay, and then I'm gonna tuck this back in down there. Okay, our connections are done up here. Now we can put the foam back on. And like I was saying,
Can you reach us?
these two screws, so we're pre-wiring these at our shop for
Right.
you guys for the soft start.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. If for whatever reason this unit would not come on, it would because we didn't make a connection here first, okay?
Okay.
So those two screws will pull this plate off and then follow the 5 wires. You have an orange, or sorry, a brown,
I have a
red,
video on it.
Okay.
yeah, black, blue, and yellow. Just follow those wires. They're all spade connections, and we've taped
sure
them
they're all
again.
plugged in.
Just make sure they're all plugged in. That would be the number one thing. If you guys go down and you go to fire it up and it doesn't work,
Yeah.
it's because of that.
A misconnection, yeah.
It would be because of that.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, and then when we take these covers off, we just take the screws and push them back into the foam there so we don't lose them. So that's what we did there. You guys have a Phillips bit. Don't ever run the unit without the cover. Not only the foam cover, but the actual exterior cover as well. That will cause the scenario of not having enough seal over your condenser side. Your amps will go absolutely through the roof and you'll blow up the compressor.
Right.
Whoa, boy, that cover really means something.
There's a purpose.
Yeah. So when we were testing the soft start,
Yeah?
we left it off on purpose just to see what was going on. It went and it spiked and it went up to 30 some amps or whatever and it blew the breaker. So
Whoa.
it was all because the cover was off. That was the only thing that was different. So. Okay, so that covers all. Now there's 2 tabs that are here. Those 2 tabs are critical because they lock in up here. So you'll take this up here,
Front first.
my front's in, and then I just go like this. Drop it in place like that way. And then just kind of walk it back.
Uh-oh, I just threw the screws. Carson, can you get that blue ball?
They're in that painter's tape unit.
I was like, what is
I
that?
thought you meant
I thought it was
inside.
I thought it was just junk tape.
Then that back. We'll have to watch that back. It'll have
Yeah, you have to push
roll
down
it.
the back and get it into over its holes.
Looks good on this side.
Did you get it?
Yeah, he's right.
Okay.
Thanks, little buddy.
2 for 2. They just don't want to be up there.
No, right. Butterfingers this morning.
He had too much spit on it.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I was showing the guys how this is locked in. So when you're driving down the highway, if the screws fell out or anything, it's still not going to fly off.
No, it's not.
Because it's locked in place.
Absolutely.
And the other ones are like that.
Yeah, the Dometic, Dometic penguin covers are, all over the interstate, littering the interstate. I mean, they just fly off.
You want to get the ones in the back first, so that way it will walk forward. It's a little easier to line them up that way.
Makes sense. very back, there's screws?
Yeah, there's two in the
just
very
two
back
realize
and
that.
4 down the sides.
Okay.
And there's like a little white.
Clip thing that
Yeah.
you gotta hit.
Like that. Just gotta have a magic touch.
Okay, we are all done. Looks great up here.
To put our module, okay?
Right.
The return air sensor can't be touching anything. It'll get a false reading. So typically it's all the way to the rear, and then you'll have this. Just a little white.
Right.
A little white.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So other than that, at this point, this is done. You just put the cover back on top.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Matt said?
Yeah.
The tab holds it when
I think it's where that center one was missing.
it's here and here, here and here.
Okay.
No, you only had one screw, Gary.
No, I had two.
Oh,
Yeah, there's two. So there and over here.
Yep.
oh, okay. I thought I only saw one. Or did you only have one over there?
No, I got two over here.
Oh, okay. All right, so you got your power on, you got your inverter on,
Power on.
your batteries, how much battery? Okay.
Lights, camera, action.
You got to go over because there's a hole there. That screws behind there. There we go.
There's one more.
Where is it?
No, it goes in now.
Well, that one has a screw in there.
Here, let you guys make sure it works, and I'll get out of the way, and I'll come back and go. Oh, it works.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Come
better,
back to a
it's
call.
better, Gary, it's better if you're sitting here and we can see your smiling face.
It works. We're like 10 out of 10 now, Gary.
You're what?
Gary, come in here, sit down so we can see your smiling face. Let's,
Come feel that first rush of cold air. Is it on?
yeah, it's on.
Are you sure? I
Yeah.
don't hear anything.
I can feel it. Oh yeah.
Look at
Wow.
that. That's compressed air
I
at the sound of nothing.
would like to take this opportunity to whisper while the air conditioning is on.
And enjoy your TV shows.
In fact, I have to turn the TV down from 5 out of 10.
No, from 8 out of
To
10,
8 out of 10
to
to one-
5
1
or
out of
2 or
10.
3. Yeah.
Wow. And what is that setting?
This is on high.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to introduce
That's
you to
cool.
low yet, Gary. I really set the bar too high.
And guess what? It's cold. It's really cold.
Oh yeah, it's icy cold.
I can't believe this is on.
Yeah, you can
high.
actually have a conversation with somebody in the bathroom with the door closed and you don't have to raise your voice.
That feels like there's more CFM.
There is more
There's more
CFM.
CFM that
Yeah,
must be because
yeah.
of the
This has more CFM than the
Because
Dometic.
About 125.
See this hair right here? It's moving.
This is about 125 more CFM than the unit that we just took off the roof.
And how much is that? So what?
I think it's isn't it like 400 or 425
It's
something?
425.
Yeah, 425. Yeah,
And you were.
and you were at 300 with the Dometic.
Okay, let's go down to medium and then to low.
Carson, grab that.
Close the door because you're hearing some of
Come on
it
in, Mike.
outside, right?
Yeah, come on in, Mike. Feel
Feel
it.
AC after all that.
Feel the no,
So your
feel
fan
no noise.
Operation is like a cell phone tower signal up
Yep.
here.
Yep.
You'll press this.
Jumping right there.
You'll go into auto mode, and then now we're going to go into low speed.
That's low. A whisper.
No, it's sub-whisper. Like I'm really having a very low conversation. I would have to talk like this if I had the Dometic on. Wow. Wow. Did I say that? Wow. It truly is. I mean,
There's high.
well, here's the first thing. The Dometic high, medium, and low there was no discernible difference in the sound. Number one. No discernible, really, difference in the CFMs and coolness. I mean, that's really cold.
It is, yeah.
It really is.
I mean,
that's really cold.
Yeah, when I had mine installed, I mean, we turned it off like the first 5 minutes. I mean, it was like a refrigerator in
That's
here.
really
I was cold.
And that's on high?
That's high.
Right now we're on low.
Oh, this is low. Yeah.
And we're set at 61 degrees.
Lisa Marie's gonna go, okay, it's too cold.
Yeah.
Turn the heat on.
Where's my blanket?
It's 90 degrees outside.
That's what you pay for, is too cold. That's what
But
you
hey,
hard to
you
say.
have a heat pump. You can use it.
Yeah. Heck, I don't need a refrigerator. You know? We'll just leave the door open and let the air conditioning chill it. That is really.
And the other thing.
That really is absolutely.
So what we're finding too is that if you take these off, LTV didn't curve this enough. So
Yeah, I saw that in one of the forums. Is it notched?
it's notched. So that would
To
be
allow
one
the
thing.
airflow.
Yes. So one
Yep.
thing you guys can check is just we can take that off
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
drop it.
Yeah, let's drop it and
Let's
then
drop it.
because we can actually improve that airflow that's out of there.
I mean, so listen, this absolutely.
Where's the little, oh, you took the little drill? Because that's a square bit, I think.
He's got it right
This-
here.
That is absolutely fantastic.
I think it's already in the
And that's the compressors running, too. I mean, that's the fan and the compressor.
Yeah, 10 minutes or so.
It's comfortable. We got what, 6 people in the coach.
Yeah, it's already cooling down.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I mean, it's way cool.
So these would be just little things that you guys can kind of assess for the customer.
Yep,
Yeah.
I have the.
Bingo.
There you go.
So what's happening? You can definitely see
Mm-hmm.
that the gap,
Oh.
the distance here.
Just
Oh,
notch
is
it.
blocking.
Yep. And
Yeah.
all you need to do is go take. You can ask the customer, do they want this to dampen
Yes.
her or not? If they want it to dampen her, yes, then what you'll do is you'll cut a V
Do
as
a
deep
couple
as you.
notches
Yep.
on both sides.
Yep. Cut it
Yep.
as much as you can, keeping this intact.
So it still is.
Yep.
So they can
Right.
still
Operational.
use it.
Yep. So you can still unit.
And that'll open up the airflow.
Yeah, and just kind of open that up.
I would say because it's more efficient and it's pushing more CFM, we want to be able to retain that ability
Absolutely.
to dial it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I agree.
And then we'll do the same thing. Grab those on, and
This
then you'll
is just
yep,
absolutely
you'll just
remarkable.
mark because you only need to do the one side.
Well,
Yeah.
let's.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I want to check. Not 150 amps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sandy, I don't know
Numbers don't
Oh,
lie.
sorry. Big difference.
What was the other one?
150.
Save them 50 amps. Which in turn.
And that's only when the compressor is running. Because what the Atmos does is it
it's
runs
running now, right?
Right. It
Yeah.
runs the compressor and then the compressor turns off, but the fan keeps moving. And so that fan
like the
constantly
recirculation.
swirling the air
Yep.
makes it so you don't have to run the compressor as much.
So I'm
So that's, basically 33% right there.
well.
Yeah.
That's 33%, but then when you get into that recirculation mode,
Yeah,
you're
how-
going to watch that drop to 40, 30,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I've never
it's
seen-
like 20, it's like
I've
22
never
or
seen
less.
that. I've never seen that with air conditioning.
So it'll drop further.
So in compressor mode right now, I got 3 hours of time remaining on.
If the
One-
compressor
one
ran
300.
non-stop.
If it ran nonstop,
Which it
with
won't.
320.
Yeah.
How many hours?
3.
3 hours.
Which that's not going to be.
Well, so we're not in the sun.
I think you should be able to get like 5 hours of Atmos operation. But we need to test, you need to test
I'm
it.
gonna go put it out in the parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, so are we done? we'll make
make a
those
couple
modifications,
notches
and
in there.
that'll be it.
Audience
Kevin, let
then,
me see
okay?
what you guys did for the mod.
Why does the hose by the pool not work?
I don't know, honey.
Okay, good. That's what they did to open up the airflow.
Can I call you back
Great.
in 5 minutes?
Okay, so do you guys feel more air out of that now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a bunch more. Icy cold.
Oh, good. Great. Okay. All right. So
Let's take
we
it
calling this a success, Gary?
Yeah. Platinum success.
It's quiet.
Colder and quieter.
Right.
Okay. One satisfied customer.